Hello there, World of Tankers. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna do something a bit different, which I'm not used to do a lot, especially when it comes to World of Tanks Blitz. But fun modes, yes. Recently, I won't say last time, recently. Yeah, recently, Gravity game mode made its return, Gravity Force. And it has to be one of my favorite modes, maybe besides Mad Games or Uprising. Burning games I'm not really a big fan of, and not of realistic stuff. But yeah, Gravity game mode is a pretty unique game, if I do say so myself. So in this video I'm gonna show you guys my top 5 games in Gravity game mode, starting off with the Ox. The Ox was a battle pass tank in Operation Legion, which ran from February 2020 to March 2020. And yeah, overall it's based off the Type 89. No, not Type 89. Type 58. And it's a pretty good tank, if I do say so myself. It was one of the first battle pass tanks that was not just a reskin, you know, we had Thunder, Erasure, you know, you could clearly see that those tanks were based off an ARL or a KV-1S. But the Ox really looks unique. You know, it has fire coming out of it, it has a good gun, and it's the only Chinese battle pass tank. Anyway, let's go back to the game. I finished off the Cheeto, and I'm gonna finish off the Crusader over here. This is a pretty quick game. I don't know what the enemy was doing, they kinda fell apart. Get the nice one, and now what's left is this Skoda. Yeah, the Ox is really a good tank. It has a good gun, the turret can go all down if you don't mind the cupola. And the gun has pretty good alpha. The accuracy is not really on point, but you know, the gun is fine. Turret can bounce. Mobility is great for a medium. What else do you want to wish for? Here we go. We're going to the air, and oh boy, does it feel good to hit those air shots. So yeah, now we have our victory claimed. All enemy tanks destroyed, and yeah. 2.1k damage, 6 kills, a lot of XP of course, with the 4x XP thingy. Yeah, well, that was a pretty good game. On to the next one. The next game we have is in the M36 Jackson. You guys know I love this. Not only for the historical factor, but also it's quite an enjoyable tank actually. It's a bit hard to play because of the third traverse, which is very slow. But the gun is pretty good. The armor can get debounced. The hull is completely angled. The turret is pretty strong, the gun mantlet. So yeah, it's an overall pretty good tank. Mobility is fine, of course. The only problem is the turret traverse. The turret traverse is slow. Whether you like it or not, if you like the Jackson or not. Every Jackson player can say the turret traverse slow. But yeah, for more history about this, check out my video, but we are not here for the history, we are here for the gameplay. So every game is just a game, so I just play the game like I do. Here you can see the turret traverse again. But yeah, I just take an advanced position. I did not expect the team to push downward, since who does that in normal? Yeah, anyways, notice how the Annihilator matchmaking doesn't apply in November. For those of you who don't know, the Annihilator got shadow nerfed. Whenever an Annihilator joins a battle, you will always be facing another Annihilator on the other team to kind of balance out the team matchmaking. Which doesn't really make any sense, because the one Annihilator will still be better than the other. Hey, wargaming genius, am I right? Anyway, we are just taking the high ground as we should, and we are just popping out that good old damage. For most of the game we're just gonna farm this notch one over here. But here is, yeah, the gun is pretty good, especially with that HE, and with the good DPM. Well, it carries the same gun as the Hellcat, but the Hellcat, since the Hellcat doesn't have any armor, it got a better DPM, and this thing actually has some armor, so this thing, the DPM on this gun is a bit less. than on the Hellcat, but in theory they share the same gun. Here we go, we snap that shot into the AMX, pretty lucky shot. And now we only have to deal with the Panther M10 and the T29. So of course the T29 is a very deadly thing. But can he kill me? No, he can't. So now Dracula helps us. He lights the T29 on fire. Of course you get the awkward bounce over here. I did not expect that. Because the T29 sights aren't even angle. That was as a very big angle, so the ricochet will apply anyway. Now we snap a nice shot into the Panther M10, bring them down to a one shot and the Sturra M will finish him off. Pretty good game again, victory again. And if we take a look, you know, 2.8k damage. No, it's a pretty good game in the M36 especially. So yeah, to the turf game. Now we have one of my favorites, my personal favorites, the SU-100Y, also known as the Big Box, which has a naval 130mm gun. Yes, this thing really packs a punch. And it's basically a KV-2 with less alpha damage but more accurate. Because, you know, it's after all, it's a tank destroyer. So here you can go. Yes, a bit of a low wall into the Panzerful Dark Order. Really cool map, by the way, see if Quality? Is that the way you pronounce it? I think. But yeah, here you can see that big alpha damage which just slaps this leopard and HE in his rear and he is dead. So now we are, I don't know, this was an old replay. This was one of the first games I played, so I don't remember what we had to play. But I think we'll get the SU-58. Yes, we do. Another HE rear and he is dead. But yeah, these gravity games go by quickly. As you can see, it's not even 2 minutes. And since the SU-100Y is so big, it's also very heavy and it's based off the hull of the T-100, which was a Soviet heavy multi-turret tank. So it can get the occasional bounce on the hull. It has the same sort of hull style as the KV-1. And therefore it can ramp pretty good as well. Of course the no turret left. Of course if that AMX 12T was a bit smaller, he could have circled me and then, you know, I would not stand a chance. But we slap an HE and he flies all the way to the end of the map. Yes, welcome to the laws of gravity. But this time gravity doesn't. So here we go, we snap another shell into the VK-28. I'm not using too many premium shells, which you should, because unlike most tanks, the SU-100Y has premium armor piercing rounds. So you will deal more damage instead of, you know, more penetration. You have less penetration for a higher alpha damage, which is pretty rare. Not only in tier 6, but just throughout the whole game. I only know the Hori, but the Hori is just something else. And the SU-130, which also has that same sort of style gun. Here we go, I'm in a sort of fight against gravity, and this fight gravity is winning. I wanted to snap that shot onto the AMX, but it's not happening. It's not happening. So now I'm waiting for the AMX to pass by this rock. Unfortunately, it's Soviet accuracy, you know. It can do everything it wants. So now it's a 3 versus 2. I know if we pause the game for a second. Oh wait, that's not possible. Alright, then it's not possible. But we have a brained KV-2 which has no idea how to play. So I'm basically alone. Let's be honest. If you have a stock KV-2, you might as well, quote unquote, give up on me. Anyway, we finish off the VK and now we have to deal with the AMX 12D, which surprisingly decided to go upwards. He could have easily sneaked those 2 shots from me and then go up. But he didn't. I wanted to push him, but then all of a sudden I realized the death fridge was in my bag. And of course, a 130mm gun is big, and 152 is bigger. But he got finished off by a pretty good track shot, sort of. No, that's what calculation. Now we only have to deal with the AMX 12T, which we're gonna snap out of the air like an anti-tank. Anti-airplane, an AA gun. even though it's a naval gun. But yeah, that's what an SU-100Y can do, everyone. Pretty good game, 3000 damage. You know, it's pretty good. You can see my team did not really do the best, but welcome to Gravity Game Mode. On to the next one. Now, another American foe, the Fury. Yeah. First, let's talk about the movie for a second, because oh boy, was that one of the greatest movies I have ever watched. Of course, Fury, you know, if you are into tanks, you must have watched the movie. But yeah, it's a pretty good movie, and the tank is pretty good. So, first of all, we are fighting this leopard, which is rocking that good old McDonald's Wi-Fi. Man, I really don't know what to say. In the original game, it didn't go that laggy. He did have some lag, but it went like this. You know, it wasn't too bad, but you could still see he has McDonald's Wi-Fi. But now this ARL appeared out of nowhere. I don't know where he is. We got shot by a spike, I think, or an SGRV, which was just camping in the bushes. Pretty lame if you ask me. But hey, welcome to Blitz. Yeah, we have some random players. I want to get the ARL because the ARL has some sort of vendetta against me. I don't know, he really wants me dead. But now, you know, I realize I'm kind of in this situation that I'm surrounded. You know, so I use the thruster to get away, and all of a sudden I see a rat. Now, it's a pretty rare Canadian tank, but this thing has great DPM, just like the Fury. So I need to be careful. This bathtub is not really a threat. I can just circle. But he's gonna get away with the thruster. And I really got stressed a bit because there were so many targets. Here we go, the VK appeared and the Leopard decides to ram me, which was better than to ram the VK, otherwise he would probably be dead. Which for how long does this man survive? Anyways, my boy finished off the bathtub and he got killed. Then this T-25, I wanted to say Skoda, but this T-25 appears out of nowhere. And I'm kinda in this situation right now that I'm probably gonna die if I don't fall off. But luckily, Hans shot the transmission, or the tracks. So yeah, I flew off way far off the building, back into cover, and the ram killed me. If that didn't happen, I would be dead. But I didn't. Just like the real Fury movie, I'm the one that survived. Here we go. I have to do something. I know that the recoil, you know, when no gravity, you know, if a bullet hits a tank, the tank will be pushed backwards and the gun will elevate. So I know I tried that technique on the ram, it worked, and now we finish him off. And now we have this VK on our hands again. Yes, and he has the derpy gun, so he can just shoot HE. But we track him. And luckily he bounced on my rear. Don't know how he bounced, but he bounced. Look at that! That shot right there, that's it. Man, I studied physics, but that wasn't physics. Well, it's gravity. Anyways, we finish off the VK with a nice engine fire. And that was the game. Yeah, pretty good game. 2.4k damage. You know, the team did well. The VK, our VK28 did alright. But yeah, that was a pretty good game again. On to the last one. Now this here is a special game. We are, well, fitting enough, we are in a special tank, the Wi-Fi T-34, which was given away in the Blitz Turns 5 event as celebration for the game being 5 years old. But this is by far one of the best games I ever played, because it's the first time I ever got and Rajada, although I didn't get it because it's graphic. You get the point, you get the point. So basically it all started out well. We were dealing our damage, a crucial shot on the type, was it the type 69? Type 64. I knew it was something with 60. But yeah, the Wi-Fi is a pretty rare tank, you know. Think about the last time you've seen one of these tanks roll around the battlefield. Pretty long time ago. I only managed to get this one from the event, you know, you could get all tanks for free, but at that time, you know, Blitz wasn't really the game I was playing. So yeah, we finished off the STRV with ease. He could have easily shot me there, but he didn't. We are doing great. We are dealing damage, but our team is not doing so great. Our Poodle got knocked out by the VK30, and no, we cannot sneak a shell on him. But our Leopard made it. Nobody can hear. Yeah, accuracy, it's a defender, it's a T-34 in a defender style skin. That was the whole point of that event. So yeah, like the Russian defenders, the accuracy isn't pinpoint, but hey. Anyways, a bit of a low roll, 10 HP, kinda lucky. Here you go, we fly into the air, that shot should have hit, but it didn't. RNG, yes, let's go. But here we go, it's 2 minutes and it's already a 3 versus 5. Yeah, 3 versus 5, I finished off. Yeah. The 82 is a one shot and the Cromwell is surrounded by a lot of tanks. So the chance that I win this is not very big. But hey, it's gravity game mode and here everything can happen. Here I saw the Cromwell died. I tried to help him, but it didn't go out well. So I landed terrible on that rock. That shot again. I activate my adrenaline because it's the only thing I can do. Shoot the Leopard and the Gargoyle finish off the 82, which was a big mistake. If he had shot me, the outcome of the game would have been much different. But yeah, I activate my thruster to get a view of what I'm supposed to deal with. So now there are 3 tanks over here. First I need to finish off is the Type 64 because he is the most dangerous. He's in higher tier vehicle. Now there is the Jagdpanzer 4, 82 and the Leopard. I know I can easily outrun the 82 because it's a way slower tank. The Jagdpanzer, he's just standing still. At the moment I didn't know if he was AFK. Plot twist, he was AFK. Yeah. So at the moment the only dangerous foe for me is the Leopard. If he can get behind me, he can do a lot of damage. So I want to clear the Leopard first. So I shoot the Leopard here, he decided to choose me. Gravity is not working in his favor. But yeah, we sneak behind him and unlucky shot there. That one should have hit as well. We're loading some APCR to cut through the side of the 82. To be honest, I did not expect the 82 to be that armored when fighting the Wipeout. Maybe because this thing is better. Anyways, we finished the Leopard. And this 82 is not just running for his life, you can see. And then of course that shell does hit, I've turned the tide of the game and then the RNG wants to work in my favor. Of course, that was always happening. Here we go, I spotted the Jagdpanzer 4 and at this moment I basically knew, well, it's a victory. It's a goddamn victory. You only see this sort of games in World of Dummies, am I right? You only see this in movies, literally. But when it happens to you, oh boy, does it feel good. Of course, you don't get medal or achievements in this game, sadly. But that was, you can see I wanted to get the achievement where you destroy the last enemy with the last shell in your magazine. That achievement, I wanted to get that one. So I'm just doing some stuff over here. I wanted to shoot the DPR, but of course then I realized gravity doesn't give. Gravity game mode doesn't give achievement, so I just finished him off. To get my first ever 7 kill game. Yeah, pretty good. 2.4k damage. I will remind you it's a T5. You can see the Poodle did an alright game. The Leopard I was talking about, which helped me on the... which helped me fight the VK30, did 0 damage. What a surprise. But yeah. This is by far one of the best game modes and best carries I ever did. But it's gravity, so yeah. So hopefully you guys all enjoyed this gravity video. If you did, feel free to subscribe, like and share the video. And I'll be seeing you all in the next one.